Hello and welcome. Welcome back to another Friday night gaming session. Uh, how's everybody doing? I'm your host for tonight, Sarah from Anagrams Productions. And tonight we're playing Fields of Mystria. No, just kidding. That is what I've been doing most of the day, though. It's playing Fields of Mystria. They just released their new, uh, the latest update, big update, this week. And yeah, been playing that. A lot of fun. I did do a first reaction of that game on this channel. And at the time, I was like, oh, like, it's cute. It's like better looking Stardew, but I'm not sure this game does enough to differentiate itself. Um, and I don't know. I'm like 50 hours into it at this point, and obviously still enjoying it. So clearly they've done something right. Um, I'm eagerly awaiting each new update for sure. I can definitely see the places where they have innovated on Stardew's formula, and I do enjoy the aesthetic a lot better, to be honest. Um, but it's also a good reminder that, like, just because someone else has already done the thing that you want to do doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, because sometimes when people like a thing, they just want more of the thing. And so, like, I enjoy farming sims. So I enjoy more farming sims. And that's okay. Even even if it is basically a Stardew Valley clone, which it's not. I'm not saying it is. But if it were, that would still be okay, cuz it's still fun. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Um let's see. The other thing that I've been up to this week, I don't want to give away too many details just in case things fall through, as they often do in game development, right? But I've been in talks with a writer about a new game, which is very exciting. Anyone who knows me or has followed me for the last 15 years knows that writing is my least favorite part of the game dev process, and I've really struggled with it for a long time. And it was hard for me to admit that I was struggling with it as well, that um I am not like, writing is not my forte. Um which I don't know, on one hand I knew, but on the other hand I was like, I can do this. I just need to practice. And I took all these classes and watched hours and hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos about, like, story structure and character arcs, and you know how to write a good story. And I don't regret learning all those things, but uh it just didn't really help. And to be fair, like, I probably haven't practice as much as I should, but like a lot of that is this like mental hang up of I really don't like it. I don't enjoy it. It's just this constant source of anxiety. So anyway, yeah, I finally caved and hired a writer. And yeah, it feels like this weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I'm finally excited about game dev again for the first time in a really, really long time. So I'm really excited. Of course, it's going to be a long time before anything actually comes out of that, but that was a good thing that happened this week. And I'm thinking like, man, why didn't I do this like 10 years ago? Why was I being so stubborn about it? But yeah, okay. Anyway, fun times. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about that some more in several months, but that's exciting. Yeah, so the game we're actually playing tonight is called Olympia Soirée. It's by Idea Factory, Automate, that line of games. It's part of those, which I generally tend to enjoy. I really enjoy like Hakuoki. I've got, you might be able to see it on my shelf. I've got at least 3 copies of it. No, four. I can count at least 4. Um, yeah, I love Hakuoki. I have almost every version that's been released in the US. Can't say I have everyone, but most of them since the original release on PSP. Yep, good times, good times. So I'm pretty excited about tonight's game. Should be pretty interesting. Now, like last week, it is fully voiced and the main character is voiced as well. So if there's any narration that isn't voiced, I'll read it out loud, but otherwise, I'm just gonna let it play. I kind of like these nights because I kind of get to take a break and just enjoy the game instead of like, oh no, I have to read it. Do let me know if the sound is funky. I did test it a little bit beforehand, so maybe it'll be good, but in particular, this title screen music is pretty loud, so yeah, we'll just get started. Mother?
大丈夫。きっと見つけ出せる。私とあの人の子だもの。
Well, I thought the main character was voiced. Maybe not. There was a setting for her voice in the menu. Mother? Ah. I opened my eyes and my room slowly came into view. Okay. I will have something to do this time. So last week, I played Jack Jean, and they managed to tell the entire story through dialogue, and it was fully voiced, all of it. So, which is impressive, actually, that you could tell a story entirely through dialogue and no narration. That's pretty impressive, but this time we've got narration, so I guess I will have something to do. Darn. Was I dreaming? Oh, there's a glossary. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, I guess I should probably read that out loud. Oops, sorry. Good morning, Daifuku. This little white mouse was Daifuku. White Mouse Clan, a unique clan of mice that understand human language. They are said to be the messengers of gods. Daifuku, a member of the White Mouse clan who met Olympia when he wandered to the surface. He loves eating Daifuku rice cakes and has a plump, white body much like them. He is the eldest of 3 siblings. He wandered into the manor some time ago and has been living with me ever since. Did I worry you? You're so sweet. No, it wasn't a bad dream at all. I climbed out of bed and took Daifuku into my hands. Sun goddess, Lady Amaterasu. Goddess of the sun, worshipped by not only Olympia, but all the women of the White who lived on Tenyo Island. Thank you for this blessed sunlight. As descendant of the Tenyo Island Whites, I pledge my eternal devotion to you. Tenyo Island, an island once inhabited by the women of the White that is now completely deserted. It's separated from Tengu Island by a sea and surrounded by whirlpools that prevent passage by outsiders. White, a unique color trait held only by the women of Tenyo Island. Olympia is the only known human of white blood living on Tengu Island. In theory, I feel like I should read his dialogue too. Because he's definitely not actually saying, the sun is very nice today. I haven't told you where I was born, have I, Daifuku? I pointed to a small island offshore. Do you see that island? It's called Tenyo Island. I lived there until I was 5 years old. But those days were long gone. It's completely different from Tengu Island. There's no power, no running water, no carriages. Tengu Island, an island where strict traditions are upheld to respect color above all else. It is ruled by Hiruko, and leaders of the primary classes, while the Kodawari and the military ensure the order is maintained. Carriage, Tengu Island's primary mode of transportation, also referred to as fiacres? That probably is a word I should know, but it is not. I hope they just continue to call them carriages. They are employed to transport both people as well as cargo and fine goods. But the sea is full of beautiful fish, and there were always plenty of delicious fruits for us to pick. There was also a lovely crystal clear spring. I could not have been any happier living there. I'm kind of surprised she remembers so much about it if she only lived there till she was 5. Like, I could not tell you anything about the house I lived in when I was 5. The dream I had was about the island. A dream of my mother who passed away. Did you know that today is my birthday? I think Lady Amaterasu gave me such a wonderful dream as a gift. I turned 18 years old today. Good to know. So, game is rated M for mature, and I have heard there are some spicy scenes. I'm sure we're not going to get into any of those today. But I'm glad the game is establishing that she is not a minor. Thank goodness.
いい？約束して。あなたも愛する人を見つけて、母さんのように幸せになると。あなたの魂の半身がきっとこの世界のどこかにいるわ。
A prickling heat rose to my cheeks. Daifuku, I heard that the women on this island look for their soulmates when they turn 18. Do you think it's possible that I could find my future husband here too?
Kiki?
I'm sure you will. I wonder if you really understand me. You keep squeaking at everything I say to you.
Kiki? Kiki?
I do understand. I know what you're saying, Hime. I wonder if the people on this island will truly accept me and love me for who I am. What color will I blend with? Blending. A euphemism on Tengu Island that is sometimes used to refer to the act of mating. It is a process necessary for passing on color traits to one's descendants, with the ultimate purpose of preserving color classes. My eyes wandered over to the assortment of colors reflected by the morning sunlight. The caste system on Tengu Island defined everything by color, even where a person lived. Color class. One's caste determined by color traits exhibited at birth. The caste system orders the white at the top, followed by the primary, secondary, pied, Versi, and darkness tiers. That must be the red district over there. The blue tiles there must be the blue district, and the red district is an area of Tengu Island inhabited by the people of the red. Its structures are characterized by red tones and European-style architecture. The blue district is an area of Tengu Island inhabited by the people of the blue. Its structures are characterized by blue tones and Japanese-style architecture. Interesting.
Olympia 様、朝食をお持ちいたしました。
Olympia, the last remaining white. She is called this name by the people of Tengu Island, as her true name is kept secret. She has the power to make the sun shine through her dance. I turned around to see a maid standing behind me.
断りなくお部屋に入ってしまいまして申し訳ありませんでした。何度扉を叩いてもお返事がなかったものですから心配になって。
It's because I was too busy talking to my little animal mascot. Why does every Otome game have an animal mascot? I know that it's not really every, but last week we had the weird little moon weasel guy, and this week we've got the whatever this guy is, mouse. He's a mouse. Got it? Yeah. I can read. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you knocking. I bowed my head slightly.
さあ、冷めないうちに。
I always ate my meals here. I sat alone at my small table with the maid looking on.
今日は本当に良いお天気ですね。海がキラキラと光って天女島まで見渡せます。
Maybe I'll go for a walk outside. The maid gave a start, almost dropping the plates in her hands. She must have found it very surprising coming from me.
失礼いたしました。でも外に出るのは良いことですわ。ぜひ。でもお一人で大丈夫ですか？私がお供いたしましょうか。
It'll just be a short walk around the manor. I'll be fine.
嬉しいです。舞台の時以外はずっとお部屋に閉じこもりきりなんですもの。
Is that so?
きっと今日は何か良きことがありますわ。あんなにも眩しく太陽が輝いているのですから。
Well, considering, I'm gonna guess that what will happen today is the plot. Like, yes, something will happen today. I don't know whether it'll be good or bad, but it's gonna be the plot. I gave a small nod in response. I didn't mean to ignore what she said. This woman, with her light brown hair tied back in a simple knot, had only come to serve me a short while ago. I know she means well, but I just don't know how to act around her. I've completely forgotten how to associate with other people.
そうそう。外出されるのでしたら必ず色紋をつけていってくださいね。
Color ribbon, a tag used to designate a person's color class. This ribbon is required to be worn by Tengu Island residents on the surface. It is not worn by criminals or the residents of the member.
それとも忘れないうちにお召し物に結んでしまいましょうか。
Yes, thank you. The color... Sorry. I just read it and forgot that I was supposed to be reading it. The color ribbon identified one's class on Tengu Island. It must be worn at all times while in public.
でも少しもったいない気がしますわね。せっかくの白なのに王の色紋なんて。
I am under the care of Duma of the Yellow, after all. Grand Master Doma, the leader of the Yellow. He is an outsider who took Olympia into his custody when she was a child. So clearly something happened. She used to live on Tenyo Island. She was supposed to live on Tenyo Island, but something happened when she was a child and her mother passed away. And now she's under the care of this person of the Yellow on the main islandy thing.
そうですね。
The reason my ribbon is this color is because I can't escape from here. Ever since that day. Are we about to learn about the thing I was just talking about? Stop! I'm going back to my island. Don't come any closer. I hate you. Leave me alone. Everyone is still there waiting for me. I know they are. But today, I'm 18 years old. The same age as my mother when she met my father. I hope something changes today. Again, I bet it will, because the plot. As I prepared to leave the manor, the gatekeeper came running towards me.
オランピア様、どうかなさいましたか?
I love how all these attendants are just so surprised. Like, what? You're going out of the house? What? I was thinking of taking a short walk. So surprised. To be fair, I get it. I'm sure that when I was that age and living with my parents, they reacted much the same way. Like, what? You want to go places? What? You want to go outside? He took a step back and stared at me in surprise. It's fine. I'm not going to escape.
いえ、そのようなことは考えておりませんでしたが。
He's only been here for a few years, so he doesn't know that I tried to escape before.
友はつけずともよろしいのですか?
The repetitive nature of our conversation accurately illustrated my life here. Olympia of the White was always confined to the estate of Doma the Yellow. Don't worry, I'll be back in about an hour.
お気をつけて、いってらっしゃいませ。
I will say, she's very pretty. The main character. Yellow district. And you can tell because they're all yellow, yeah. All the buildings in the yellow district are painted in yellow. Of course. But there was, I noticed there was an option in the settings to actually turn her portrait off, her little side portrait. Which, on one hand, I think that's a good, like, compromise as far as, like, some people don't want to see the main character. They want to, you know, they want to feel like a self-insert that they are the character. While people who like the story, like me, I am all for seeing the main character. I much prefer that, honestly. Because I like seeing her, you know, expressions. I like seeing her as a character in this story. I looked at all the houses lined up in an orderly fashion. Doma was the leader of the Yellow, so his manor was located in the middle of the districts. Yellow District, an area of Tengu Island inhabited by the people of the Yellow. Its structures are characterized by yellow tones, and there's a large river that runs through the district. I had only ever passed through the other districts by carriage. It's the first time I'm actually walking around here by myself. I never had a reason to do so before. I definitely get the feeling she is not happy. She is not happy here. The idea of just like constantly hiding in her room. That doesn't sound like a great life. A carriage brought me to the wharf near the stage, or on occasion to the beach. Dawnlight Stage, a sacred stage out on the ocean where Olympia performs her ceremonial dance as a prayer offering to the sun. No other person is allowed to step upon it. Also, no one could lay their eyes upon me. The gate looks so magnificent from here. I could always tell it was large, even from afar. The shrine gate stretched so far overhead that it seemed to be reaching for the sun. There's something about that texture that makes it feel like a skyscraper. How bizarre.
これはオランピア様。
The construction site supervisor came running toward me, then bowed with his head to the ground. Please stand. I'm not here to reprimand you. I always felt uncomfortable when people bowed to me like this, and all because of my standing. I was only looking to see if the gate was close to being finished. The man stood up and dried his brow with his handkerchief, looking up at the shimmering gate.
そうですね。もうほとんど形にはなっておりまして。
It's been under construction for some time, hasn't it?
はい、そう聞いております。天の御柱。
A shrine that has been under construction for generations by order of Hiruko. It is made from the show of those living on the surface. I imagine it's gonna give me another glossary page for, like, what the heck is show?
遠い遠い昔、
It was said
我ら
long
が偉大な
ago
る
that...
ヒルコ様が島に大きな鳥居を作れと仰せられた。
I forgot I didn't have to read this part. Hiruko, the creator of Tengu Island. He is in existence revered by the people as a god.
島に生きた者たちの魂で。
Their souls? Their souls? A distance away, some of the workers were sorting glittering crystals. The crystals, known as show, were made of human souls. I'm sorry, that is horrifying. It's almost even more horrifying than if you told me it was built out of, like, human bones. That's awful. Show, a crystallized human soul. The color of the crystal varies depending on the person's color traits and their state of health before their passing. These crystals are used for different purposes depending on their color. I guess that's why color is such a big deal. If it literally is the representation of their souls? The souls of people who passed away on Tengu Island were transformed into these crystals.
マレビトヒルコ様はことよから船でたどり着かれたという神にも等しいお方。
Is this an isekai? Outsider. Those who arrive from beyond the whirlpool at the edge of the ocean. The people of the island generally see them as gods. Other world. The world where outsiders lived before finding their way to Tengu Island. Oh, okay. So, not isekai. Just people from other parts of the world.
一日でも早く完成させてお喜びいただきたいものです。この島を、そして我々の祖を創造された偉大なるヒルコ様に。
Is there... I don't know how that works though, like... Okay, so the residents of the island, they die. Their souls are turned to crystals, which are then used to build the skyscraper? sorry, the arch, whatever. What happens when that arch is completed? Does that mean that then the souls are free and they don't have to be transformed into crystals anymore? The outsider, Lord Hiruko. There are other outsiders here as well. This is Sundial Plaza, isn't it? Sundial Plaza, an open area where vendor stalls are set up midday. There's a dial on the ground with 12 parts, each etched with one of the 12 horary signs. The central tower drops a shadow onto the dial to show the time. I tried to stay inconspicuous as I walked around the place. Are those passion flowers? A flower resembling the face of a clock. I'm trying to envision that. The fruit born from these plants are edible and commonly known as passion fruit. But, like, is that just, like, our known, like, passion fruit from normal world? Our world? That's a very interesting looking flower, for sure. White and purple flowers grew all around me. I've seen them in books before, but never in bloom like this. They look a little like iroha flowers. A wildflower that grows only on Tenyo Island. Its petals are white with hints of red. As I gazed in wonder at the flowers,
おい、あそこにいるのはもしかしてオランピア様じゃないか。
uh-oh, I've been spotted.
ま、屋敷から出るなんて。一体どうしたことかしら。ご挨拶した方がいい？
No, please don't.
やめておけ。俺たちのようなものとは口など聞いてくださらない。
Oh, brother.
舞台の行き帰りでも一言も喋らないらしいからな。
I walked toward a nearby bench, pretending I couldn't hear them. No one spoke to me or dared to make eye contact because I was Olympia. I was just a doll to them. No one knows my real name. My true name was... No. I can set it. Nice. This name cannot be changed. A new story will need to be written if a different name is chosen. Then why would I want to change it? Oh. It's so difficult sometimes to figure out which is the affirmative and which is the negative. Just make them like, I don't know, green and red or something. My true name was Byakuya, but I never told anyone. I would only share it with those precious to me.
見て、真っ白い子よ。なんて不気味な。
あれはもしかして天女島の娘じゃないか。だとしたら本物の白だぞ。
捕まえた方がいいのか。
Just thinking about that day made me tremble with fear. I should already be used to this by now. But I hope something good happens to me today. It is my birthday, after all.
しかし舞台の下で見ても本当に真っ白だな。髪も肌も瞳もあのように。
同じ人間とは思えないよな。初めてあの方を見たときは腰を抜かすかと思った。
実は俺もなんだ。真っ白なんて何かの化け物みたいだよな。もちろん今はとても感謝しているが。
白、見ていると怖くなってくるわ。あんな色で本当に生きておられるの？
I'm starting to understand why she doesn't go out.
どうだろうな。それこそ本当に作り物の人形かもしれぬ。だからあのように決して笑わぬのだ。
She does, just not to you people, because you're horrible. I bit my lip as I endured their gossip. No, I can't take this any longer. I regained my composure and briskly left the plaza. He has glasses? I didn't know he had glasses! Does he only sometimes have glasses? I'm looking at the game cover, okay? And he does not have glasses on the game cover. But it definitely looks like he has glasses there. Is it meant to be like some weird disguise? Are they fancy magical glasses? Is there a setting? Can you wear glasses all the time?
驚いたな。人形殿が自ら屋敷から出てきたとは。もっともあの様子では早々に逃げ帰ったか。オランピアか。悪趣味でつまらない名だ。白夜。今日はあなたの誕生日ですね。そろそろ天の岩戸から出ていただきます。
He knows her true name. According to lore, a cave where the goddess Amaterasu retreated and hid herself for a time. So he's referring to the Yellow Leader's mansion as like this cave where she retreated. I'm back, Daifuku.
Kiki.
Oh, you're back early. I went outside thinking something wonderful would happen on my 18th birthday, but you know what a surprise. Birthdays are just like every other day. There's nothing inherently special about them. Unless you actually like make them special. You know, you gotta actually like make them special. And she did. She went outside, like that was special. But just expecting that like something amazing and magical would happen just because you went outside. I don't know what you were expecting. Nothing did. It's so easy to smile with you, Daifuku. Yeah, look at that. She's so cute. But not with anyone else. Well, yeah, not when they call you a monster and act as if you are like not even human. I've kept to myself for so long that I've forgotten how to interact with others. The people of Tengu Islands, I don't think they want to look at me anyway. He may. Then again, maybe I was expecting too much for my birthday. To think, I had a glimmer of hope that I'd find my husband the moment I turned 18. I guess I've been made naive by my mother's dreams. It's almost tea time, Daifuku. I wonder what's... It was him.
戻っているのだろう。
Come in.
何事もなかったようだな。
I guess that's Duma. What do you mean?
今しがた空に強潮が見えた気がしたのだ。
You mean a certain redhead with glasses? Huh? I rushed out onto the balcony and looked up at the sky. Everything seems to be alright.
見間違いではない。確かに太陽が陰り由来だ。
Gasp. The sun?
ちょうど今夜は舞台だ。念のためショーの量を増やしておこう。
You mean human souls? Crystals?
お前もいつにも増して身を清め、心を研ぎ澄ませ、アマテラスとヒルコのために祈りなさい。
I understand. This man was Duma, leader of the Yellow. And this was his manor. Although I was of the White, the reason I was here was...
そういえば、今日は外に出たそうだな。
Did you think I was going to run away?
どこへも逃げられぬということは、お前が一番よくわかっているだろう。
Gee, this guy's nice. Super pleasant. Oh, Lady Amaterasu. My 18th birthday was no different from any other day. Ah. Suddenly, a roar thundered across the ocean.
なんだこれは。
I've never heard anything so loud before. I lived near the sea all my life. This was the first time I'd heard anything like it, as though the earth and the sea were about to split apart. Could this be another omen? Unable to keep my balance, I reached out to the railing in an effort to steady myself. Yeah, maybe y'all should, like, go inside and not be on the balcony for this. Ah. The sun is gone. I leaned over the balcony to see what was happening to the island. Duma, the sun! The sky and the ocean turned black. The sun's brilliance had vanished, and the world was shrouded in complete darkness. The sun, it's gone.
おのれ。
He looked sharply at the sky, then quickly turned to me.
オランピア。女神アマテラスを祭り守る天女島の末裔。白き女たちの最後の生き残り。急ぎ身支度を。そして必ずや闇を払い、日の輝きを呼び戻すのだ。
Yes, I will. I'm a little curious now of, like, Do they also freak out like this when it's just like nighttime? Do they have nighttime, or is it like Alaska in the summer and it's just light all the time? Sun, always. There were preparations to be made prior to my going on stage. No matter how urgent the situation, I was to cleanse myself at all costs. My prayers to Lady Amaterasu would not be heard if I was unclean. And when dancing on the stage, I needed to wear an iroha flower. That was the specific to the special islandy thing. The flower acted as a conduit between me and Lady Amaterasu. The flower could only be found on Tenyo Island. The show on the island were used for 2 reasons. Crystals made from the souls of those who lived on the surface were offered to Lord Hiruko through the Ama no Mihashira. That was the skyscrapery archy thing, right? And the crystals made from those who lived underground were offered to Lady Amaterasu. They become sustenance for the sun to shine. My name is Byakuya, the sole survivor from Tenyo Island and servant of the sun. I was the only white remaining in this world. Dispelling the darkness was my mission. My destiny was to bring light to this world. Lady Amaterasu, can you hear me? Please shine your divine light upon us. Let the brilliance of the sun bless this world and its people. Oh, hey, it's the credits. Or the opening. Yeah, he does have glasses. There are several characters in this that I'm interested in. Basically those first 3. Well, him too. But not the dude who looks like a girl. I don't mind a feminine man sometimes, but there's a fine line. The doll and the iron mask. Thank goodness, the sun is back. The sky was filled with the warmth of sunlight. The wilted leaves were green again and swayed gently in the breeze. I'm thinking about that for a moment, that like not only did the darkness come, but like all the plants and everything shriveled too? Interesting. The light melted away the darkness, revealing the shimmering blue of the sea. The waters shone with the brilliance of the sky, and I felt a load lifted from my shoulders. I was proud to have been able to drive back the darkness.
オランピア様、お見事でございました。ドーマ様もお喜びになりましょう。
From below the stage, a rower from the boat I arrived on spoke to me.
突然のことに私も不安でたまりませんでしたが、これで皆も安心します。
Let's return. The stage was built out on the ocean, and I was the only one allowed to step upon it. That was why I needed a boat to ferry me there and back.
太陽があんなことになったせいでしょうか。今日はいつもより港に人が多く集まっております。もう馬車も来ておりますので、彼らに構わず抜けてください。
Yes. Cheers could be heard as the boat drew near the wharf.
オランピア様、ありがとうございます。
Yeah, so they're happy about what she does for them. But they don't really see her as a person. There's probably something to that. The way we look at celebrities, how we treat them sometimes, right? And really, they're just people.
闇は追い払われました。あなた様のおかげです。オランピア様、どうかこれからも太陽を輝かせてください。
オランピア様、こちらを向いてください。どうか一目だけでも。
They all called out to me, but I didn't go near them. It was as if there was an invisible wall between us.
さあ、お急ぎください。屋敷でドーマ様がお待ちです。
This was my life. Oh, this was my life. All I did was move between the manor and the stage. I was Olympia, so I never spoke with or looked at anyone. I was simply a doll. Nothing's changed, not even on my birthday.
でも本当に不思議よね。オランピア様が舞うと闇が遠ざかるなんて。
いきなり太陽が消えたものだから不安になって久しぶりに行幸をいただきに来たのだ。
一段と美しくなられたのではないか。髪も肌もすべてが純白にきらめくようだ。
And of course, you know, it's not a coincidence that now they're like, oh, you know, so pure and white and beautiful, when before they were like, she's so white, is she even alive?
だが、あの島の女だ。白の女しかいない天女島か。でももうオランピア様以外死んだんだろう。
My heart wrenched at this passing remark, but I pretended not to be affected by it.
いきなり闇になるなんて。また何か悪いことが起きなきゃいいが。
Yeah, I'm sure that was an omen of the plot. And like saying like, oh, I sure hope nothing bad happens. You might as well just be asking for something bad to happen.
確かに。あの時を思い出すな。
Please, don't say anymore. I was Olympia. I didn't smile or speak or have any emotions. I repeated that to myself over and over as I prepared to climb into the carriage. When suddenly,
オランピア様、太陽は一体どうなってしまうのですか？
a young man appeared in front of me.
どうか次の舞台では僕を使ってください。あなたの役に立ちたいのです。
Is this supposed to represent like toxic fan experiences? Fan interactions, there we go.
おい、オランピア様に触れるな。
うるさい、どけ。僕はオランピア様と話をしたいんだ。うわっ、太陽が消えたということは黄泉のやつらの魂では足らないのでしょう。
They did say that was a thing, that they needed the show from like the underground peoples, the yummy peoples.
ぜひ僕を、あなたと太陽のために喜んでこの魂を捧げます。
I couldn't believe what I just heard. No one's ever said anything like this to me before. I'm a little scared. Imagine that, as you're like basically a celebrity among the people, and this random dude is just like, I'll die for you. I'll give up my life for you. Like, please use me. Dude, calm the fuck down. But I can't look flustered or things could take a turn for the worse. That is not my decision to make. Now, move aside. I pushed down my fears and continued on my way.
オランピア様、行かないでください。
He clung to my arm with such brute force that my voice escaped me involuntarily.
お前、オランピア様に何を。
邪魔をするな。
I had no idea who this man was. But his face was contorted in anguish, and his shoulders shook terribly.
オランピア様、僕を見てください。あなたを愛するこの僕を。
Who the fuck?
もうこんな場所で生きていたくないんです。でもこの島からは絶対に逃げ出せない。だからあなたのために死なせてください。
Oh my goodness, dude. His fingernails dug into my arm. I looked around for someone to help me, but the people only watched us from a distance, mouths agape. I shouldn't be surprised. Even with everyone around us, not a single person made any attempt to help me. Were they that scared to approach me? Was it because I was of the white?
オランピア様、どうか僕を見てください。
No. Ugh. Kill this man. A seething heat rose from deep inside me. He's trying to taint me. No, I don't want to. Where are the guards? Please, anyone.
お願いです。僕はあなたのために。
離れろ。彼女に指一本触れるな。
That was really interesting. Was the all caps like the, like, I got the sense that it wasn't her at that point. It was another force. Was that like what, Lady Amaterasu? Interesting. Now, I wouldn't blame her if that was her like genuine thoughts deep down, right? Because of course that would piss you off. Like, dude, get away from me. Right? Like, you know, at some point self-preservation kicks in, but that felt like a separate force, like some sort of force within her, especially the idea of like he's trying to taint me. Interesting. Hey, it's the redhead with glasses. Hi. Hi there. Has someone come to save me? Why, yes, it's the first of the hot guys.
おい、あれは断りの赤座殿だ。
Kodawari, an institution that monitors and controls matters on Tengu Island. In addition to keeping extensive records, they also work to assess and preserve things of value in and around the island. Akaza, a young man of the Red who works as director of the Kodawari. He assists and watches over Olympia in her activities on the island. So he's the guy we saw before. He knows her true name. And he even said something about, like, trying to lure her out of her cave, which has succeeded. Which leads one to wonder, was he behind the darkening?
なんだっていきなりここへ。
What's his relation to that?
まさかオランピア様を連行するつもりじゃないよな。
Take me away? But I didn't do anything.
見て、真っ白い子よ。なんて不気味な。
あれはもしかして天女島の娘じゃないか。だとしたら本物の白だぞ。捕まえた方がいいのか。
The Kodawari, they're the keepers of the island's records, aren't they? Why is someone from the Kodawari here? Is he really going to take me away? His arm around me is too powerful to escape. Then again, even if I could escape, there was no place for me to call home. Not anymore. How foolish of me to think that someone would come to save me. Tears began to well up in my eyes. Suddenly...
聞け、天狗島の民たちよ。本日よりこの白のオランピアは我々断りの保護下に置かれることになった。今後彼女に危害を加えた者は厳罰となる。おのおの留意するように。
Protection? What's he talking about? The crowd began to murmur amongst themselves. I wasn't surprised. I was just as confused as they were.
赤座殿、オランピア様はどうなるのですか。保護とは何です。まさかもう舞台に立てないなどということは。
Huh?
勘違いするな。そのような意味ではない。彼女はこの天狗島において存在が確認されているたった一人の白。故にその希少な色が失われぬよう万難を排して守らねばならない。
I wanted to speak, but I held my tongue. I'm also thinking about, like, kind of the logistics of this. So, her whole thing, like, she needs to find a husband to continue her lineage, but won't their child inherit whatever color traits from the father? So is that actually continuing the lineage? Maybe by the time we get there at the end of the game, her lineage is no longer needed. That's a total possibility.
もう一度繰り返す。本日この場より何人たりとも彼女の心身を脅かすような真似をしてはならない。
Not gonna lie, I like him already. And I think I read that like you have to pretty much do all of the other routes in order to unlock his. But I'd be willing to. I can see that already. I'm willing to do that for you. Glasses. Redhead with glasses.
破った者は相応の罰が下されるだろう。
The crowd fell silent. They stared at us without making even the slightest sound. The man slowly stepped back and bowed deeply.
失礼。ご挨拶が遅れました。オランピア。私は断りで所長を務める赤座。重要なお話がありますので、これから本部までご同行願います。
Kodawari headquarters, the central base of the organization. Akaza's office and Kuroba's laboratory can be found there. Huh?
あなたの安全はお約束します。どうか馬車へ。
Before I knew it, another carriage stopped right in front of me. I noticed others around us wearing the same uniform that he was wearing. I am not sure this is a good idea, but I don't think I have much of a choice. So everyone's divided by colors. I guess I'll probably find out soon, but is the Kodawari a red specific thing, or are they like cross color? Multicolored? The door behind us closed, and I pulled off the cloak that had been draped over my shoulders. This must be yours, or are these prisoner garments?
舞台衣装のままお連れしてしまったので、そのままでは目立つかと思いまして。
Thank you for your concern, but it's difficult to move with it on, if you don't mind.
お好きなように。
I stepped away from the stifling air and took a deep breath. My eyes moved around the empty room. I don't see any weapons or other dangerous things here. So, what is this important matter you wish to discuss with me? There was a noticeable bite to my words. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, she's kind of sassy. He intercepted me at the wharf, only to bring me here without any explanation whatsoever. I mean, he kind of gave you an explanation. He said he was bringing you under his protection. Basically, yeah? That's an explanation. This is far from acceptable behavior.
まずは 突然の非礼をどうかお許しください。オランピア。改めて名乗りますが、私はこの断りで所長を務めております赤座と申します。あなたに危害を加えるものでないことを誓います。
His words were polite, but his voice carried an undeniable strength. The eyes that looked at me betrayed no emotion. He's much younger than Doma, maybe a little older than me. He must be very skilled to hold the position of a director.
非常に重要な要件ですので、馬車の中でご説明するのはかえって失礼だと判断しました。落ち着いてお話しできる場所へ速やかにお連れしたかったのです。
How thoughtful. I'll take your word on that for now. I looked at him again. His hair was blood red, as were his eyes. There was no doubting what class he was from. He has to be of the red. His uniform was seamlessly tailored in fine cloth, and on his waist was a magnificent katana.
オランピア、あなたは我々についてご存知ですか？
The Kodawari. I heard that your organization manages the records on Tengu Island.
基本的にはその通りです。ではその戸籍、住居、職業、医療記録などあらゆる情報に関わるこの島で最も大事なものが何かあなたはお分かりですか？
Family Register. A register that keeps a record of the names, addresses, birth dates, and other information about the island's inhabitants. The complete registry is managed by the Kodawari. Perhaps color?
そうです。
Of course.
この島は四季により全てが定められる。居住区も職業も婚姻も。
Color. A generalized term for the castes of the color class system. The color hierarchy is respected and considered the most important aspect of life on Tengu Island. Society on the island is built on the foundation of the system.
つまりこの島の情報を管理するということは色を管理することなのです。
What would a person in your position want with me, though? Announcing that I was to be put under your protection was presumptuous, don't you think? I was able to regain my composure, likely in part due to his calm demeanor.
そうそう、言い忘れていました。誕生日おめでとうございます。
What?
誕生日をお祝いされるのは嫌いですか？
I'm just surprised to hear it from a stranger, not to mention. I suddenly held back the words I was about to say. Not to mention, this is the first time a man has said something like that to me. He chose such an odd time to say happy birthday. How unusual. I wasn't sure how else to respond, so I tried to change the subject. Not to mention, the sun's disappearance came as a surprise.
ええ、大事に至らず何よりです。感謝いたします、オランピア。
I only did what my role requires.
そうですね。あなたの役目ですね。
His tone suddenly changed.
しかし、先ほどは危なかった。あのように住民から詰め寄られることはよくあるのですか？
Not at all.
確かに混乱する気持ちもわからなくはありません。世界が突然闇に包まれてしまったのですから。私たちの頭上に輝くあの太陽は 島の地下に広がる黄泉の者たちの魂によって燃えている。
There's a bit of irony there, don't you think? The people underground can't even see the sun, yet their souls fuel it. Sounds not great. Yummy, an underground society inhabited by those not allowed to live on the surface, namely criminals and the Versi. Their entertainment district has thrived to the point of attracting many visitors from the upper classes. Guess we're gonna have brothels in this game.
そしてそれをさらに眩しく輝かせるのがあなた、オランピア。
I think it's interesting that, like, we saw him before. He knows her real name, and he was like, Olympia, like, you know, it's a bad taste. But he does keep going out of his way to use that name.
あなたがあの舞台でひとたび舞えば闇は逃げてゆく。なんと不思議な女性でしょうか。
What is he planning? He didn't drag me here just to say happy birthday and praise me, right? He did mention he has no intention of harming me, but I'm not sure I can trust him. I'll ask you again, why did you bring me here?
失礼しました。
見て、真っ白い子よ。なんて不気味な。
Now that I think about it, there's no way I can trust him without knowing his motives. I can't tell what he's thinking at all.
最初にも申し上げましたが、本日をもってあなたを聖人とみなし、法規にのっとり、我々断りの保護下に置きます。
What do you mean by that?
この天狗島には本来悪は存在しません。悪はこの島では生まれませんから。
So I have heard. I wonder how much he knows about me in Tenyo Island.
あなたは現在確認されているたった一人の悪です。速やかに後輩相手を探し、その悪の遺伝子を確実に残さねばなりません。とはいえ、見も知らぬ相手といきなりというのはさすがに非人道的です。
I mean, I'm glad we all recognize that, but dude, we can do it right now. I'm already all for it. All it took was the glasses, man. The glasses and the voice. I'm all for it.
今後1年の猶予を与えますので、後輩相手、夫となる者を探してください。
What the? I couldn't keep myself from shouting. Find a husband in 1 year? Is he serious? I mean, he doesn't look like he's joking, but... I steadied my nerves and took a deep breath. Why should I? On what authority do you give those orders?
先ほども申し上げた通り、私たちは天狗島の色を管理しています。何としても白を守り、残さねばならない。
He's dead serious.
この天狗島では男性は20歳、女性は18歳になると婚姻が許されます。
It feels like a double standard. Why isn't it just 18 all around?
先ほども申し上げましたが、 婚姻は色相に基づき、色が近いものの中から相手を選ぶ仕組みです。
Marriage, a union determined by one's color tier on Tengu Island. It's considered a cardinal sin to marry or have a physical relationship with anyone outside of one's acceptable color matches. Similar color classes. I learned about it from my governess and teachers, but I feel uncomfortable hearing it said so bluntly now. It's as if all that matters is color and not the actual people themselves. And the whole conversation. Like, we need to preserve your genes. Yeah. Sounds very much detached from the people themselves. It's all about preserving the color. Then what am I supposed to do? I'm the only one of my class remaining.
ですが、あなたはこの天狗島に住む男性たちの中から自由に選んでいただいて構いません。
I was taken by surprise. I might have found humor in it if it didn't sound so unrealistic. I couldn't believe I was having this conversation with a stranger on my birthday. Did you just say I can choose anyone?
はい、自由に。
So I can wed any man of any color class?
基本的には。ですが、さすがに犯罪者や後輩能力のない男性は難しいですね。
How could he say something so embarrassing without any change in expression? And this is your order?
命令というよりは要請に近いものです。
We're glad we cleared that up. That doesn't change much. And if I refuse?
悪が途絶えても問題ないとお考えですか？
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she was looking for a husband in the first place. So it's not like he's asking her to do anything she wasn't going to do in the first place, but I can understand the urge to be like, excuse me? You don't get to tell me what to do.
仮にですが、あなたが次の悪を残さずにこの世界からいなくなれば、悪は失われることになります。永久に。そのことを自覚していますか？
And then the sun will go away forever. He didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow. It was like he was wearing a mask.
いい？約束して。あなたも愛する人を見つけて母さんのように幸せになると。あなたの魂の半身がきっとこの世界のどこかにいるわ。
Mother, was this why I dreamed of you? Today was my 18th birthday. I hoped something life-changing would happen. Careful what you wish for. But I never expected this. Find a mate. I knew from the beginning I had no right to refuse. I want to protect the white too. I have to protect my bloodline. I was the only white remaining. I needed to find my future husband and bear children for the sake of preserving my class. That was the least I could do. To honor Tenyo Island and the vow I made to my mother.
見て、真っ白い子よ。なんて不気味な。
But is there a man out there who will love me for who I am? I took a deep breath. I didn't want him to see how worried I was. I couldn't show him any sign of weakness. I needed to maintain the image of Olympia while in front of others. Let me ask you this. What will happen if I'm unable to find a suitable partner?
その時は責任を取って私が相手を務めます。
Again, we don't even have to go through any of the pretense. You and me, right now. I don't even need to look. Just
ですからご安心ください。
take on the responsibility.
後輩および婚姻の相手です。別の故障では夫になりますね。
He didn't look fazed at all. He may as well have been reading the words off some document. Why would you do that? Because you're the Kodawari's director?
私は仕事熱心でして。
Again. Right now. Right now, let's just do it. I nearly raised my hand to slap him, but I somehow managed to restrain myself. I can't believe he said that. The anger I had been suppressing was beginning to bubble over the surface. I couldn't keep acting like some doll anymore. I see. You must be quite proud to work for the Kodawari.
そう思っています。
I can tell that you only see me for my color class. Your sole interest is in preserving the white. Faithful to your sworn duty. What a good boy. I felt the fury coursing through me. Somehow, the rage felt good. There was still human emotion left inside me. Even if my color class is rare, even if I'm the only one left on this island, that doesn't mean I should be treated this way. I'm still human. As my glare sharpened, I could feel my eyes begin to well up with tears. I shut them quickly. He didn't deserve to see my tears.
いい？約束して。あなたも愛する人を見つけて、母さんのように幸せになると。
I don't speak to anyone or look them in the eye. I've lived every day like this since my arrival. Does that mean you can treat me like a thing? Because I'm just a doll, you think I have no soul? I'm a living, breathing human. I'm a human with a heart. I can feel sad like anyone else. I can feel angry. And I can love just like anyone else. But there is one thing I know for sure. I will never take you as my husband. I will find my true love on my own. Do I make myself clear? Now, are you finished? Because I am. I love her! Yes!
なんとまあ威勢のいい。舞台の上とは大違いじゃないか。やはり人形などではなく。
Look at that smile. Daifuku, I'm home.
Kiki!
Hime, welcome back.
Kiki! Kiki!
It's so nice to see the sun shine again. My tears spilled out the moment I saw Daifuku.
Kiki!
Hime, what's the matter? Do you know what happened, Daifuku? Today was supposed to be my special day, but I met a man who made it the worst. Just because I'm of the white, he treated me like some kind of thing.
Kiki!
What? How dare he? Oh, please don't cry, Hime. Now I really regret not slapping him in the face. I shouldn't have held myself back.
Kiki!
Well then, you have something to look forward to now. But you'd probably rather not see him again, would you? Come in. You should have let me know you returned. Oh, right. I don't have to read his dialogue. Why would I let you know? You're a jerk. I was going to after I got changed. I wanted to talk to you about the sun. What in the world happened today? Haven't things been stable lately? The sea was roaring like never before. Solar Link, a means by which the show of the people from Yomi can be offered to the sun through Olympia's ritual dance on stage. Deteriorated? Then what about the sea? Really? Are you sure things are fine? Everyone was scared when I reached the shore. What if the same thing were to... He interrupted me, his voice ringing with a cold finality. I knew what his stern glare meant. I understand. He was always like this. He never told me what I wanted to know. He only pushed me to do what he wanted. What a coincidence. I'll assume you're congratulating me, but if you don't mind, I'd like to get to bed already. They told me to find a husband. He actually looks surprised. I briefly explained what happened. His mocking eyes irked me somewhat. As I have no performance tomorrow, I will go out and search for my future husband. You seriously gonna ask that? Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh, dude! But this is like, he wants control over her, right? Like, that's what this is. This is like Mother Gothel entangle, like, oh, you know, no one will love you like I do, right? The world out there is scary, and you have to stay with me to be safe and loved, but he's not very loving. He basically treats her like a prisoner. But again, it's all about like that control. And he's like, oh, you know, no one else would be foolish enough to take you in. You're abominable, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, dude. He slowly moved his left hand. Slowly, without words. Stop. This left hand is rather useful. I couldn't blame him. The real person to blame was... I am the last of the white, the only survivor of the island that worshipped the sun. I am 18 years old now. I am an adult. I will do as I please.
そうか。
If you'll excuse me, I have things to do. I wonder what that was all about. So he moved his hand and that caused some sort of reaction? Was it like a trauma response? Was it a magical curse? Something? Does he use that to control her? Bizarre. But here we are. So it's nighttime and it's totally okay now. I guess now that it's supposed to be nighttime. My husband. I felt a bit better once I was able to relax. Suddenly, thinking of the word husband was making me blush. My soulmate.
昔々神様が霊玉を2つに分けて男と女を作った。だから誰にも対となる魂の半身がいるのよ。
Kind of a play on the usual folklore about that. That was what my mother told me. After I came to this island, my governess told me the same thing as well. My soulmate, could he really exist? No, I hope with all my heart that he does. Hime, do you feel better now? Daifuku squeezed himself through the doorway as if coming to check on me. He courageously jumped up onto the balcony railing. Daifuku, let me continue where we left off this morning. I pointed into the darkness of the night. Tenyo Island is inhabited only by females of the white. It's where Lady Amaterasu, goddess of the sun, sleeps. The women would wear iroha flowers in their hair and offer their prayers through dance. I was too young back then to learn how, but it was fun just dancing with them and being a part of the ritual in my own way. I kept thinking to myself that I'd dance just like them one day. Everyone was so kind and each day was filled with so much joy. My island lacked the conveniences of electricity and running water, so maybe the people here saw us as primitive. But our water was pristine and flowed freely throughout the island. We could have as much as we wanted. The beauty of the moonlight and the glittering stars gave us all the light we needed. I was proud to call Tenyo Island my home. But now, there's no one left. I'm the only one of the white remaining. Everyone died. Tears spilled down my cheeks. This time, I could cry my heart out since Daifuku was the only one around. Sorry, I am not very good at acting. Little sounds. 13 years ago, so when she was 5, the Red Calamity. No one did anything wrong, but they all died. And with no one left to offer their prayers to Lady Amaterasu, the sun slowly started to fade away. I was the lone survivor, and I was too young to offer any prayers of my own. That's when Duma appeared. He was able to make the sun shine using his own powers. It was extraordinary. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I'm truly grateful for what he did. But the sun is a bit unstable at times. Maybe because there isn't anyone but me to pray to it. And then I stood on that stage on my 16th birthday. I wore an iroha flower and offered my prayers to dispel the darkness. As the last remaining white, yes, I'm the only one who survived. I'm the only one left to worship the sun. I'm the only one whose prayer the sun will listen to. Which is why I need to do all I can, or else the world will be swallowed up by darkness. I can't let that happen, ever.
何としても白を守り、残さねばならない。
I hate to say it, but he's right. But I'm going to make my own decisions, and not because he told me to. I'm 18 years old now. I'm not going to be the doll I was before. I'm going out to look for my husband tomorrow. I'm going to find myself the best husband there is.
Kiki.
Wonderful. I'm sure you'll find your soulmate, Hime. Mother.
約束して。あなたも愛する人を見つけて、母さんのように幸せになると。あなたの魂の半身がきっとこの世界のどこかにいるわ。大丈夫、きっと見つけ出せる。私とあの人の子だもの。
Mother told me this so many times before. I'm sure I will find my husband. And I can love just like anyone else. Now that I think about it, what I said to that AKSYS person was really embarrassing. I've never actually fallen in love before. Daifuku, you'll cheer me on, right? Doma said no one is foolish enough to love me, but there has to be at least one fool out there. And once I find him, I can leave this place forever.
Kiki.
Please be sure to take me with you then. You look so serious about it, too. I gently rubbed Daifuku's tiny head. Thank you. I can tell you're cheering for me. We didn't manage to find your owner, did we? If you could, please stay with me forever.
Kiki.
Don't worry. I will serve you forever and ever, Hime. Yomotsu Hirasaka. Alright. It is almost 9 o'clock. So we're gonna call it there for today. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if that was actually the save or not. It's just like history. Like, is that log history? No, it's save. Good. Yeah, I really liked that one so far. I think I read somewhere that the title screen changes depending on what time it is in real life. So before it was like a sunset because we started at like 7, but now it's 9, so it's dark. It's cute. It's a good, nice touch. Yeah, I like that one. We barely met any of the characters. We only met the main, the canon love interest, which again is okay. I don't even need any of the others. I'm ready to go through every route in this game just to get to this route. Yeah, really interesting world and interesting setup. I do think it's funny. The lengths that these games will sometimes go to give a reason for the main character to be, you know, chasing after all these guys. I mean, it's very relevant, right? Like, very relevant why she needs to find a husband. Just... Man, you create this whole world, this whole backstory, just to give us a reason to bang a bunch of hot dudes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move off of that. All right. Well, you might have noticed a little preview of next week. We're gonna play Virche Evermore, so that'll be exciting, and then it'll be the last of my kind of the 3 otome games that I was planning to do first reactions for. I am pretty sure I'm gonna play more of Olympia Soirée. Question is if I'm gonna do it on stream or not. Probably not. Like, I don't like to do full streams of like commercial visual novels because I feel like that kind of takes away from, like, I don't know, the reason to go out and buy the game yourself. With free games, I feel a little better about it because it's free anyway. Like, no one's losing any profit from that. But if you enjoy the first reactions, I would definitely recommend going out and buying the game yourself. I'll include a link in the description, like I usually do, for buying the game. But yeah, that was fun. Nothing against Jack Jean from last week, which, to be fair, last week I was kind of low energy anyway. It was a really hard week and a really long day. But I definitely have a preference for fantasy and for more older, more mature love interests, obviously, because I'm in my 30s. I just don't care about, like, teenagers in high school anymore, you know? They're kids. But hot dude in charge of a whole organization with glasses and serious demeanor. Yes, that I can get behind. Now, I don't appreciate that they reminded me every 5 seconds that she's 18 now, which, to be fair, is very young. But I'll move past it. As long as the guys aren't super young. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.